Chris Paul in black and white next season? I'm not so sure about that. What's going on, y'all? 5 Sports Talk back at it with another video talking some NBA, talking NBA rumors. Here to address this rumor about Chris Paul, who's about to be a free agent this year, and the team that he's been linked to a lot, probably the most team that he's been linked to a lot with free agency looming, and that is the San Antonio Spurs, who of course lost to the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference Finals. Of course, Kawhi Leonard was hurt, but I thought they were going to lose anyways. But with that being said, let's talk about this rumor and the legitimacy of it. So it is a real rumor. ESPN reported it. I believe a couple other news outlets as well, saying that the Spurs are considered a legitimate threat by the Clippers to sway free agent Chris Paul. Here's my 2 cents. I'm not buying it. No, sir, whatsoever. Not buying it at all. And it has nothing to do with Chris Paul and what he wants. It has everything to do with what the Spurs and what they can't do. And here's what the Spurs can't do. They have no salary cap flexibility whatsoever unless they completely gut their roster. And I don't believe Chris Paul wants to go to a team that would have to gut their roster to get him, because then it would put him in the same position or worse than he is in LA. Okay, so basically, here's the deal. Under this new CBA and salary cap, the Clippers can offer Chris Paul the most money out of any team by far, and it's not even close. He can get that 5-year, $205 million max that Chris Paul can get. If he signs with the Spurs, I think the most they could offer is like 4 years and $152 million. So you're talking about a big difference in the amount that the teams can offer. So that's not just the Spurs, that's any other team. So automatically that gives the Clippers huge advantage. And Chris Paul at age 32, and I know we know LeBron is 32, but LeBron is LeBron, okay? You can't compare anyone else to him. At Chris Paul at 32, this might be the last big deal that Chris Paul gets. You're talking about when the deal ends, he would be 37. So you don't think Chris Paul wants to get as much money as possible? I know he's made a lot in his career, but like I said, last big contract at 32, and you're taking a $50+ million pay cut. That's a lot to ask, okay? And like I said, San Antonio has no salary cap flexibility whatsoever. They would have to completely gut their roster. I'm talking about getting rid of Jonathan Simmons, maybe trading LaMarcus Aldridge, definitely trading Pau Gasol, perhaps trading Tony Parker. Basically, everyone on the roster goes besides Kawhi Leonard. And like I said, that includes LaMarcus Aldridge. So now you have Kawhi Leonard and Chris Paul. Yeah, that's great. But how much better are you than what the Clippers roster is, okay? And you're talking about Blake Griffin, who's also a free agent, but the Clippers can, of course, re-sign Blake Griffin and go over the cap as well. So then you would have your whole core once again with the Clippers, and that team, I'm sorry, it would be still better than the Spurs team if you had to gut the entire roster. So you add all that up, and here's why, to me, I don't see this rumor happening. I think it's got virtually no chance. Is Chris Paul in LA. He wants to be in LA. Chris Paul is going to get this big deal. This is his last big deal. I'm sure he values that a lot. And then, of course, the fact that his team is still pretty good. Yes, they have not made the conference finals in his 5 years there, but that team is still talented. They just keep getting hurt every year. And you know what? Sometimes the grass is not greener on the other side, especially when you have to take a $50 million discount, okay? So my point to you is, with all of those things being said, and San Antonio having to gut their entire roster to get Chris Paul, I can't see this happening. I think he stays in LA, or if some other suitor pops up. But the Spurs, I don't see that happening whatsoever. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think this rumor has any sort of legs to it? Do you buy it at all? Leave a comment down below. And as always, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.